Hello and welcome to Packman Paranormal. I'm Ernie Pack.
Denise Brazel, soon to be Pack.
Yeah, you're right. Right. We are Packman Paranormal, and we've been doing shows for several months now on Paranormal Warehouse, then on Parahouse TV. Things fell through with Paranormal Warehouse, and our show kind of got left out in the cold on that with some of the changes in algorithms. But we started our own platform, Midnight Wolfpack Productions, along with After Midnight Paranormal, The Black Wolf Paranormal, and we have just recently been joined by Animal Paranormal Live. He's now a part of our platform here, and we finally have a Packman Paranormal show on this new platform. We wanted to start this out with
a bang.
A bang. So we reached out to
one of the most awesome people in the paranormal field.
I was going to say something better than that, but that's pretty good. She's pretty awesome.
She is
pretty awesome. For those of you who don't know who Natalie Jones is,
you've been living under
the rock. Natalie Jones is an author. She is a paranormal investigator. She is a Reiki master.
She's a mom. She's a mom.
She's a great real estate agent, I'll bet. I'll bet she's great at that too. But
there's nothing she can't do.
She is a paranormal icon and the founder of the Texas Paracon. Everybody, please welcome our guest, Natalie Jones. Here she is. Hello, Nat.
You're a busy lady.
Hi, Denise. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for having me. I am just so ecstatic to be here tonight. I've been looking forward to this all week. So
we're glad to have you.
We really have. We tried to have you on a couple weeks ago, and then scheduling kind of got iffy, and you had some other things going on. Animals saying hello. Everybody over there is saying hello. We'll get to you here in just a second, but want to talk to Nat right now.
Yep.
But Animal was able to fill in for you then, and we still managed to have a show, and nothing was hurt. But it definitely did build our anticipation up for this show, and
it was a little disappointing because he's not as pretty as you are, so it was a little hard to endure that.
Animal's pretty.
I'm glad I'm not in too much trouble.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. We're just glad that you have time for us because, like I said, we know you're a very, very busy lady.
Thank you, Animal, for taking my spot last time. I made it. I'm here.
We appreciate it.
Well, I know you've been doing a little bit of everything. I know. What was it? You were filming the last time I asked if you could be on, and you said, "Well, I'll be filming then." But so you got some things going on that you probably can't talk about if it's anything like what we just got done filming.
Yeah.
And
it's hard when you got a lot of exciting stuff, but you really can't tell anybody about it.
No, I know it's so exciting. You know, I look forward to it, and then when I'm able, then everyone will be the first to know. So it's really exciting times. I just finished a really great workshop for my book, Awaken the Higher Self, Bringing Darkness to Light. We had a really great group of people on, and we were able to go through and have just some really great discussion on some of the things that I talk about in my book. And it's just truly humbling and life-changing, the whole experience, and just seeing how it's affecting others. When I did write the book, that was the intention, and just to see everything come to fruition. I mean, everything's very emotional. It's very emotional.
Well,
yeah,
it's. I know you were on with April just a little while ago,
and I had to miss that because we had a Parahouse show. So because I was looking at the time, I was like, man, we would have loved to have been there. At least I would have.
Yeah, yeah. Denise is really wanting to get coached on her abilities. She's got abilities that she doesn't like to admit she's got. But her problem is that she doesn't have any control over them. You know, she gets random messages here and there, and you know, she's trying to figure out how to channel that a little bit better.
I guess I don't want to say I have abilities, because when you say you have abilities, then people are like, okay, we'll do this. Well, tell me about that. And I just really can't do that. But then, like, when I least expect it, like these big messages come through to me that I can sometimes correlate, make sense and correlate with other things. So.
Yeah, well, you know, we all have different messages that are meant for us that do come through, and some are able to receive them better than others. Some are able to hear those and feel those more than others. And I liken it to a radio station or a channel. You're a tuner when you're tuning, and you get a very clear channel, and you're really able to have that communication, and there's no static. And there's certain things that we can do in our life that can clear out that static per se, but also, you know, we all have the same abilities. Some are more prominent than others for different reasons. And we do go through different experiences in life as well, where if we were not predisposed to those, that they start to unveil and come forth. So, you know, it's all very neat, and I think that's incredible. And a part of you know, coming to that is having that intention and that desire as well. I think intention and is very important and is very, very effective and powerful in a lot of things and everything that we do. Intention,
yeah. Well, she's you know, she's been known to pull things out of thin air that there's no way in the world she should have known them. You know, when we were on paranormal investigations, for example, and been 100% spot on with what was it, 17th Kentucky Cavalry
Union.
Yeah, we were at a Civil War site that should have been nothing but Confederate soldiers. By my research on the place in that area, if we encountered any Civil War soldiers, they should have been Confederate soldiers. And she's like, no, I'm seeing guys in blue uniforms. And then she looks at me, she says 17th Kentucky Cavalry Union. And I'm like, okay. So I Google it. Well, lo and behold, there were members of the 17th Kentucky Cavalry Union that were there. And, you know, that is not like saying, you know, I'm feeling the name Bob. You know, I mean, that's not some very random and general
specific thing. And it's something that you did not know anything about. So it's unexplained. It begs a lot of questions, right? And I've had similar experience as well. Now, is this something that it downloaded into your mind, or did you have, you know, an image, like a flash image, kind of like in your third eye, or?
What I had walked over, because we were walking around. Say, I'm not even from this area, so I can't even tell you what the name of the house was we were at. So that just goes to show I really know nothing about the area. He was walking around the house because we stopped at the house, which was like a visitor center or something.
Well, it's a restored. It's the old farmhouse that the Confederates had taken over and used for a headquarters during a battle.
It was during COVID, so nothing was open. We were just on a road trip. He said, let's pull in here and walk around and take some pictures. And he was walking around the house, and I kind of walked over away from the house to just like this, it was like a field, but it was like down into like
almost like a bowl.
Like a bowl. It looked like a bowl, like a little gully there. And it was just like right near the road. Like it wasn't even really part of the property, I don't think. It was like part of the city's property and not necessarily related to the house. And I was looking down in there, and as I was looking, I was seeing men in blue laying on their stomachs. And then a voice in my head just said 17th Cavalry, Kentucky. And that's when I told Ernie, I said 17th Cavalry. And then he said, well, the Confederates were here. And I said, no, these guys are in blue, because I could see the blue suits.
Yeah.
And
wow.
So,
I mean, you know, and yet she sits here and denies that she has abilities, you know?
I recently had a very similar experience. And when it happens, it's truly incredible. And you just, no, it is. And it's one of those things where I believe as well that we have certain information that comes through that's given to us. It's not random. There's a purpose behind it or a reason. I've always found that, in life, when these types of things happen or this information comes through, it's always for a higher purpose to help in some way, whether it be for ourselves or those around us. And it's meant to be information for that purpose. And finding that purpose, I think, is equally as important.
Right.
I just need to, I guess, quit denying it and admit that it's there and then figure out what to do with it. I mean, I wouldn't say that I deny it. I know that it's there, but it's just, I don't feel comfortable walking into a room and saying, hey, here I am. I'm a sensitive. I'm an empath. I'm a medium. I don't feel comfortable using any titles because I don't feel practiced enough to own that, I guess.
Yeah. Well, what is, what was, and what will be is all the same. And who you are is who you always have been and who you always will be in spirit. So maybe it's just that in this linear time, you're at a point where you are starting it. There's a purpose why it's happening now. Everything is absolute when it happens. So being comfortable in that and knowing who you are, then you just, you are who you are, and you have these abilities, or they're coming to surface for a reason. And you'll know when, you feel comfortable and how you feel you should express yourself. But, it's a beautiful thing. And when it happens, just you can know in your heart that it's there for a specific purpose, and you're able to help.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. Yeah, definitely. When did you realize that you had certain gifts and abilities?
Like you, for me, I actually had an experience when I was a child that, through my spiritual awakening as an adult, I've now come to understand it's come full circle, and I now understand everything. And, the reason why I had that is because of who I am. When we have experiences in our childhood, I have come to understand that it's not our experience. Yes, our experiences do shape us in a way in our perception, but who we are is unchanged or unchangeable. And you have that experience because of who you are, not because you have that experience is who you become. It doesn't work that way, and I believe that when we all start to awaken to our life purpose and our soul mission and who we really are, without any one of us, the universe would not be complete. And we all have a purpose. We all are equally as important, and we are all equal. And for me, the more and more I do progress on this path, the stronger these abilities that I have that have come through, the stronger and stronger that they get. I recently had a very profound experience where I saw in my mind's eye an entire on a physical haunted location that we were at. I saw an entire uh, field and a body of water and a gateway. And I knew nothing about the location at this point or anything, and saw everything. And I knew it. It's one of those things where, when you have these experiences, it's very telepathic. It's very like in an instant. You just know and you feel, and there's no explaining. It just is. It's there. It's information, and it's infinite. And it's, we all have the wisdom of the universe, and the universe and its infinite qualities enfolded in every single one of us. It's about tapping into that and feeling it and becoming closer with our spirit and our spiritual mind and our heart center.
There's actually a question for you. I don't know if you can see the comments, but Dylan asks, I think I've had a friend who has recently died trying to make contact. I've heard his very distinct voice coming through on the spirit box and the necrophonics. Any advice for more communication?
That's very interesting. interesting that this question came through and that we were just talking about what we were just talking about, because I was driving today, and this question literally came through, and I sat there and thought about exactly what that answer is. So
that's crazy.
So the answer is look, the answer is these the equipment and everything that the ITC equipment, these instrumental transcommunication devices that we have, they're all really amazing and great. And some of my favorite are the IDC devices built by J.W. Prater. He's truly incredible. He's really pioneered the field and elevated it in so many incredible ways. And with that said, the best thing to do is to communicate with spirit. The best way that we can get close to spirit is through meditation. And if you'll just relax the mind and calm the mind and get into those theta brainwaves right before you fall asleep, and with intention and communicate through the mind, and intention to communicate with him, you can ask specific questions. If you're open, you'll find the communication from him that you're truly looking for. So instead of just getting one word responses, you can really have a full communication and conversation with him, and you may even continue that into a lucid dream, or possibly even astral projection as well. So dreams are very powerful, and if you intend to communicate with him, and you do it through spirit and through meditation and those higher vibrational and through the higher vibrational energy with your spirit, then that's where I believe that you'll truly find him to be able to come through and talk to you, because he knows, he can feel and hear the thoughts of your mind and your spirit, and he will know exactly what to say, and he knows what you're wanting to communicate about as well.
And I would just add that in my experience investigating the paranormal, and in particular, like looking for a particular spirit that I'm trying to communicate with, I have the best luck when I go to that person's happy place, because these spirits, like family members especially, they might always be with us.
Yeah.
But like, if, say for example, your brother had a favorite fishing hole or something like that was just where he went to free his mind and get away from the rest of the world and just be in his happy place. If you went to that place, that's where you would be most likely to get some communication from him.
Yeah.
Something to that effect. Because I've just seen that with spirits at Waverly, and when I was hosting things at Waverly, that was my go-to technique. And I know on other investigations, it's the same way.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
But you have been, like I said, I always call you a paranormal icon. How did your journey begin in the paranormal? How did you rise to where you are in the paranormal?
Well, yeah, that's a loaded question. It's just been a whirlwind for a while now. But for me, I had multiple experiences in my childhood. One which is very prominent that I go into detail in my book, Awaken the Higher Self, Bringing Darkness to Light, published by BMK Publishing. And I had such a profound experience. I'd rather everybody just read the book, but if you want me to tell you what happened, I'll just tell everybody. It's no secret.
Oh, you don't have to give away the book for free. We want them to buy the book. That's why you're here.
So when I was about 6, going on 7, we lived in an apartment on the 3rd floor, and it was me and my sister, my stepdad, and my mom and my sister. It was a 2-bedroom. My sister and I shared a room, And we had one of those trundle beds, you know, the trundle beds where the lower it rolls under the bed. That's a trundle bed, right? It's like a day.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. So and I was
We
on
call it the
the
Tide
lower.
bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our friend Todd says, I want my drawer bed when he comes to spend the night.
I was on the bottom bunk, and I fell asleep. It was just a normal night, and I woke up. And when you're in a certain spiritual state of being, which I now know that that's what it was. At the time, I didn't understand it, but it's all very, very vivid because it was such a profound experience. It's just completely cemented into my mind. And for many years, I actually just pushed it out and didn't think of it, and that was it. But I woke up, which I thought I was awake, but I wasn't. And again, when you're in that state of being, there's just this knowing. There's a telepathic sense of knowing. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to. You just know who's who, what's what, and that's it. And Satan was standing in my doorway. There was this clear film between myself and him, and he was just standing there laughing at me. It was very powerful, but I had this sense of knowing that I was very protected, that he couldn't get through. And so what happened next for me was I woke up to my mom over me, shaking me very and crying almost. And during that time, the account from my sister and my mom and my stepdad was that my sister started like screaming. She was really, upset and scared. And I was in the corner of the room, punching in a shoe, saying, "Don't apply to be the devil." It's all very weird, I know. Well, my mom and my stepdad came down the hall, and my stepdad said that there was just this evil, heavy presence that he had never felt. He could not bring himself to continue any further. And my mom felt the same thing. She was petrified. She said she didn't have a choice because she was my mom. So she came in through the room. My sister was just terrorized. And my mom, picked me up. And all of a sudden I started speaking in tongue, clear as day. A whole other language that you just very clearly, it's unexplainable. And then that's when I woke up, and then I realized that I was awake. And then that's when I started crying, and I knew what I had just experienced and who that was. And at that age, it's pretty traumatizing. And if it happened today, I would be in my natural, I would be in my battle mode. I would take it head on with no fear. But, in that moment and throughout that experience, I had a couple of other experiences as a child where I did see a very tall spirit, and I did see these small black shadow figures as well. So I saw things, but as I pushed it away for a while, but as I got older and I started to go through different other experiences, and throughout my process and helping others in my spiritual awakening, and as a paranormal investigator and a paranormal navigator, I came to a profound realization through meditation, fasting, and prayer. And what was given to me was that he had tried to instill in me the moment that he knew I would have a conscious memory, the type of fear that would deviate me from my life purpose and my soul mission, which is as a dark energy healing facilitator, helping people with very serious dark cases, even to the point of possession. And I'm foreordained with certain things. These are natural gifts and abilities. That's what my true passion is, and that's why I'm in the paranormal field. I've been, as someone who is spiritual, who understands things, who studied paranormal unexplained phenomena, now strongly for going on 10 years, but really only got into the paranormal field a few years ago. And ever since I've been in the paranormal field, it's really elevated things. I have gotten to know different people. It's a whole different game, actually being where you're sharing these experiences and you're investigating with people and all of that. So for me, just having all of these experiences up to this point has all accumulated, not only into even more of why I do what I do and who I am, but I've also recently had experiences and residential cases that I've helped over the past few years, and those families, and just seeing the fruits of my work in helping them is a huge blessing in itself. But that's why I also wrote my book, Awaken the Higher Self, Bringing Darkness to Light, because I realize that there's so many people out there that need help, that are dealing with these dark, extremely dark, unseen things. And yes, not everything's demonic. We all know that. But it was just, I knew at some point I would need to put all this information, because I would find that I would be going back like 3, 4, 5, 6 times to continue to teach people this knowledge and this information, and just to help them understand that, like, look, the real work begins once we've cleared everything out. You have to begin to heal from within, so that whatever this was, nothing like it or the same thing is unable to return and create and cause the same type of havoc in your life. It's able to for a reason. A lot of it is due to severe spirit fragmentation as well. So I wrote the book, and it was sparked from my helping with residential cases, and knowing that even if there's different levels and types of dark energy, right? So even if it's not a severe case where there is attachment or possession, you still have that general dark influence. And all of us, every single person in this world, if you're 3D and you have a body and you're in a body, then you're susceptible to dark influence of some sort. I liken it as a line. Anything below that line is lower vibrational energy, and anything above that line is going to be higher vibrational energy. And anything of lower vibrational energy, its root pattern is fear-based, right? And so you're either in fear or you're operating out of love. It's one or the other. And there truly is no in between. Where there's full faith, there's no doubt. And faith is the fear killer. And so just that general dark influence that it affects everybody, and learning how to awaken. And I wanted to share my path and what my spiritual awakening was like, and help others to raise their vibrational frequency. And I wrote the book in universal format, so that no matter what anyone's belief system or religious beliefs or anything, that it would resonate, and that they could take these concepts and this knowledge and transform their life, because we're all under the same universal laws, and one of those is free will. And unless you're ready, I'm not a healer, I'm a healing facilitator. There's a big difference. And anyone who claims they're a healer, well, that's just not possible, because the only healer is the light, or the light of Christ, and all healing and truth come by that light. And I'm just blessed and humbled to be able to effectively bring that light into people's lives in this way. That is what is who I am in my soul mission and my life path, and what was shown to me in doing so. So that's a long story short.
Hey, I think it's,
I'm fascinated.
I can listen all night. We've got April chiming in saying, hey, she's late for the party. Animals here. We did have a question that scrolled up a while back. It asked if you had a favorite haunted location. I did see that.
Yeah.
I think it was the only question we missed was, do you have a favorite haunted location?
Yeah, so actually my favorite haunted location is just right around the corner here, a couple of hours away. I've been multiple times. I've been to different haunted locations, but my two favorite equally would be the Old Park Hotel and Haunted Hill House.
Okay.
And we haven't been to either one. We need to make a trip out your way.
Yeah, we do.
We've done on everything on this. Well, not everything, but most things on this side.
East of the Mississippi, we're pretty good. But once you get west of Mississippi, it's few and far between for us.
Yeah, we haven't made.
Yeah, I'm going to back to Old Park Hotel January 16th with Daryl Marston, and then Haunted Hill House. I get to go back-to-back weekends in February. Y'all are coming, aren't you? To Haunted Hill House February 19th.
We want to.
We want to.
We want to.
We got to hit the lottery or something to pay for Christmas.
So, and then February 26th and February 27th, we're having a back-to-back event with Searchers, which is Shane Pittman and Josh Purvis and Ray Kazi. So I'm really excited.
The Holzer Files gang.
We're hoping to hit some of those. We just can't commit to anything till then, I suppose.
Till after the holidays.
Till after the holidays, at least.
I'm just really excited because, like, here in a couple of weeks, I'll be out in Virginia at the Berkeley Plantation with April, the psychic housewife. The psychic housewife of New Jersey, April. That's a tongue twister.
Yes.
And also with Mustafa and Mike Diamond. So that'll be really great. I mean, I love events. I think that at some point next year, I'm just going to take a few months and take it down a notch and just go travel and just investigate and really, take that investigation. I miss so much as a paranormal investigator and a paranormal navigator, just really getting in, feeling the space and really spending some quality time investigating. So I look forward to that soon.
Well, we're planning a ginormous kind of para-unit, and I know there's a lot of people that it's like nails on a chalkboard when you say para-unity, but we're planning a ginormous investigation at Waverly Hills for next year, and you are going to be invited. We're going to
be sending out
the invitations for that, or the information on that in the next couple of days.
That's
So we live 3 minutes from the gate.
Yeah, Waverly Hills is right over there from our house.
3 minutes from the gate.
3 minutes from here. And
that is so cool. Yes, I am totally in.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll be sending you that information here probably tomorrow or the next day.
We actually pick Animal up from the airport Thursday afternoon, and he's coming up to spend the weekend with us and go to Brushy Mountain Penitentiary and Squatching for a couple of days. So it's going to be a big party.
Yeah, you're going to be filming and you can't come. But you're invited.
Just think of the fun we would all have. April, you'll get an invitation too.
April, come on.
I know. Well, we're gonna have to reschedule this because I'm telling you what, I've been Bigfoot hunting since I was little. My mom and my stepdad have been taking me Bigfoot hunting since I was yay tall, and I have been perfecting my Bigfoot call and my tree knot for many years. So
can we hear it? Can we hear a call?
You don't want to hear the call live right now because it's
why not? It'd be epic.
No,
it'd be epic.
It's ear piercing, and I think that it will completely shut down all of the electronics if I do it.
Everybody in the chat, peer pressure.
Ernie's got a pretty good Bigfoot call.
Yeah. So I will definitely be showing y'all my Bigfoot call and tree knot. If you really want to hear my Bigfoot call and my tree knot, it is on my Instagram from around July time frame. There's a video on official Natalie Jones. Yeah.
We'll have to check that out afterwards.
We'll check it out because I don't know. Like Animal said earlier, how did she get to be so cool? This is a cool chick. I mean, she's got a lot going on. The Texas Paracon just seems to get better every day.
Yeah, we're seeing
you're constantly making new announcements. I saw you got Jason Hawes. I mean, he's one of the Mount Rushmore of paranormal people.
But she got the biggest, most profound name yesterday, the day before, the Animal Live.
Yeah, she did get the Animal.
That was the big one.
Yeah, I don't know how you landed.
Yep, and April, the psychic housewife of New Jersey. I mean,
Yes.
Yes,
it's
yes.
and bigger. We've got the entire G crew, Nick Roth. We've got the entire cast of Holzer Files. I'm actually about to announce tomorrow officially on social media Sherry DiBenedetti. So she's was one of the original ghost hunters, and now she's on Ghost Nation with Dave Tango and Jay and Jason Haas and Steve Gonzalez. And speaking of Steve Gonzalez, the entire cast and we've got crew from the House in Between. That's just
Yeah.
number one. Which congratulations to the House in Between. Did y'all see they got the silver award?
Yeah, got the
Yes.
silver award at the.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that was awesome.
But was there ever any doubt that they were going to get it? There was no doubt in my mind.
that was just a great documentary.
It was.
And those are everybody associated with that is a great person.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had the pleasure of talking to most of them. I think Alice and John and Steve are the only three we haven't spoken with, but not on here anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're really. I mean, we're proud of them. I mean, we love them. They're good people.
Yeah, all good people. Well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I'm really excited. And my hope is that it's just going to be a huge event where all of us can get together, talk about our research and the paranormal and more, and share that with all of the fans and those who are not familiar with the paranormal who are going to be coming. It's just going to be a really fun event, where we can share that. And my hope is that anyone who comes is able to leave with some experience that elevated their life in a profound way. That's really important to me. And I've been doing more of the scheduling and looking at everything, and only have so much to work with, but I'm still working on adding a little bit more to the lineup, and that's going to be for some really big names out there that we would all just fall over in our seats to be able to see at an event.
That'd be awesome.
So,
be awesome.
I'm
Absolutely.
working on some magic, but we'll see.
Animal's saying goodbye to everybody. I guess he's old and has to go to bed.
Good night, Animal.
So,
well, let's see. So we've talked about the Texas Paracon.
We've talked about
the book.
There's so much to talk about. Paraflix starting.
Oh.
Yeah, talk about Paraflix a little bit. That's something that's kind of gone. I mean, I follow all the paranormal pages and everything, and I've seen you guys talking about it, just a few of you talking about it, but it's kind of gone under the radar, and it sounds like it's got a huge upside potential.
It's out there. It's kind of floating, lingering, because when it launches, it's going to go global.
Global.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the things with Paraflix, am I doing any sort of background noise for y'all right now?
You're it's like you're talking through a sock.
A sock.
Well, should I put on my should I put these on really quick so that we can?
It might help.
It might help a little bit with being able to hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like we kind of got a little muffled there.
It started out fine, and then I don't know
like
what happened.
the last few minutes, but
yeah,
there's some weather stuff. I don't think it's on our end though.
Lars is watching. Jeremy, of course, is in here.
Yep, April's still
here. Rose is here.
The Wicked Woman's here. There's Todd. The
Todd is here.
Sherry, of course, is here.
She's always here.
She's our number one fan.
And we just lost Natalie.
Oh, she'll be back.
Natalie just got fired.
She'll be back.
Yeah.
April, we'll have you on soon. I know that we tried to get you tonight. So
hello, Pete.
And we'll be sending those invites out for a select few for our Waverly crowd. So the cool people will be getting them.
All the cool people are getting them.
Sheila Holland's here. I guess she can click back on that same link.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll figure it.
So Jason Herod says what? I don't count.
Jason Herod counts. We got to have somebody like Jason around.
Jeremy says he would like to add one of our shirts to his collection. Jeremy, what size? Can you put it here? Because we're running down to the last few, and then we're going to have a new design after the first of the year. So I don't know what sizes we got right now. So we lost Natalie. We're hoping she'll be back in a minute. She's trying to get her sound fixed. So does anybody have any questions for us? We're not as cool as Natalie.
I mean, I'm pretty cool. Make sure that she's not asking for a link or anything.
Sherry says she hopes she's cool. Oh, there she is.
Well, she's trying to get there.
Jeremy,
there she is.
I'm pretty sure we have a 2X. There you go.
I apologize about that.
Oh, that's fine.
Sorry, everybody.
So clearly now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's much better. We started out fine, and then I don't know what happened. It was like all of a sudden you were muffled.
I started talking about Paraflix, and then everything got all excited.
That's what happened.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, yeah, Paraflix is Paraflix Inc. And I am CEO. The COO is Nick Diary, Nicholas Bonani. And then Patty Negri is also an executive. So the three of us have joined forces to launch a very successful SVOD platform, which will be full of premium content. It is the Netflix of the paranormal. And we're just really excited. We are with our OTT developer right now, and they are helping us put together an explosive, very effective platform and website integration and all of that. And we're just really looking forward to, bringing that to life. And it's not only for, those productions that have been funded and, it's also for independent creators and, those who may not have the opportunity. And I think that with what we've been through this past year, and we've all had to, become resourceful, and we've had to, become flexible and come to an idea of a little bit of a new way of life until we can go back to fully the way that we were able to operate before. But, the future of TV really is streaming network. And I believe that with the things that we're seeing with, all Amazon Prime and Netflix and YouTube TV and all of those other avenues, even, those shows on Travel Channel are now on, some of these SVOD platforms. And we're all getting creative and flexible in that. And so, we decided to be a part of that, and we're just really excited. It's going to be a lot of different genres of not just paranormal, but supernatural, thriller, horror, cryptid, sci-fi, anything spiritual, anything of that nature and more. And, podcasts, series, documentary films, short films, anything that you want to get creative with and make content with, then let's look at it and consider it. And affiliated with that is going to be Brain Brew Entertainment, owned by Patty Negri, and Strange Goat Media LLC, owned by myself and my catcher. And right now you can go to strangegoatmedia.com and submit any type of working title or interest in creative content. If you or your team or you have a project underway and you've started filming and you need help with production and editing and bringing that to an elevated level and completing that premium content, then that's what the purpose of that is for, and to be considered for Paraflix as well.
So it's like one-stop shopping.
Yeah.
Natalie's got it all.
Yeah. One-stop shop right here.
How do you find time? I mean, I see You go to your yoga classes, you spend time with the kids, you've
Yeah.
got a day job, and yet you've got all this stuff going on. How do you find time for all of this and still keep a smile on your face? Because I'd be pulling my hair out.
Yeah, I want to pull my hair out just trying to keep up with him. Let me tell you.
Really? Yeah. You know, I'll be honest, there are some days where I do work 12, 14-hour days, but a part of these projects and everything that, that is going on is that it's about, for me, channeling energy as well, and affirmations and positive thinking and staying grounded and balanced. And if I didn't have all of those things, then none of this would be possible. And I'm just truly grateful for all of that. And I, I go throughout my days, saying to myself, slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. I make sure that I take my hour out and I go and I do my yoga, because I'm just as passionate about yoga as I am, for the my paranormal work. And it's something that I hold very, dear to my heart. It's truly been life changing and transformational for me to have my yoga in my life over the years now. And so I make time for that. I in life, I know that we make time for the things that are truly a priority for us, right? So for me, that is yoga. That is my children. My children come first. Everything that I do is for my children. I have 3 of them, and well, I have 4 children, but 3 are alive. And so, with that said, it's just time blocking is truly effective. And when we can time block and say, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this, I am constantly working. But another token on that is that I love to work. I'm a Capricorn. I'm very ambitious. I'm very dedicated. Yeah. So, what it's like. And, as a Capricorn, it's a part of who I am in working. I just love to work, and I will implement that time blocking, and I wake up every day. And when I wake up, another key to all of this is that when we wake up, okay, we're still in that state of brain waves called theta. And these theta brain waves are very powerful in creation. And if you wake up and the first thing that you're thinking about is what just happened yesterday, or how someone screwed you over 6 months ago, or what everything that you have to do today and how you're all stressed out and everything, you've already it's already no.
You've already lost the battle.
Yeah. And it's what I do when I first wake up. Before my eyes even open, I'm already praying to God. And I spend, the first 10, 15 minutes of my day in prayer with my eyes closed. And before I even start interacting with the world, I go and I listen to my motivational videos and my videos about Christ and faith and everything. And I sit there and I drink my coffee and I listen to those things, and that sets my foundation for my day and my tone and where my heart is at and where my day is going. And I have that companionship of, the spirit and everything as I go through my day. And I just know that, okay. And I'm first to admit, I'm like fly by the seat of my pants. And like, seriously, okay, just very spontaneous. I don't make lists, okay? I do not make lists.
I make all kinds of lists, Natalie. I make enough lists for me and you both. And I might just have lists.
She has stacks of planners.
I'm horrible.
Okay, I make lists, but they're mental lists. I don't make like the physical lists, because I'm like, by the time I got done making that list, I could have already had all
done
this
half of what's on it.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm just on this, I am determined and driven to make sure that um, these projects and this event is successful for everybody, and that I just do my best to spread light and kindness to everybody who I come in contact with. And you do what you can do, and whatever you can't get done, then it's time, and you keep working on it the next day. Slow and steady really does win the race. And another part of this that I'm really thankful for is that these projects, I'm not in it alone, and there's people there that are just as passionate and are involved, and they're involved in the work and supporting them, and being their cheerleader and cheering them on, and being a part of that together and getting it done together is where the true magic is. So,
Well, you, I mean, you amaze me.
Me too.
I mean, I think anybody that follows what you've been up to and sees how much you accomplish and are yet to accomplish. I mean, what you've got building. I mean, you've got a lot of irons in the fire right now. I mean, there's just so much going on with you, and you do it with a smile on your face. And like you said, I mean, you spread the light, and you and George Shoplin are two people. The two of you host Texas Paracon Talks,
yeah.
and
We love
you two are
George.
two of a kind as far as that goes. I mean, just bring a smile to someone's face like that, and it's awesome. It's great to have you guys in the community.
No,
I mean,
I agree.
we're kind of we just formed our Packman Paranormal has been around for less than a year. We've both been investigating for many years, probably longer than you've been alive. but we're fairly new to the scene, I guess. But golly,
we feel like
it wouldn't
we
be the same without folks like you and George.
Yeah, we feel like we've made great strides thanks to people like you that have given us a chance and have came on our show and given us notoriety just by you being here, because nobody knows who we are. Let's face it. Nobody knows us.
I'm just really happy to be here, and I appreciate that. I just try to be kind. We never know what somebody is going truly going through, and that's why it's really important to just be kind. A lot of times I found that that having grace is the best route, because when we're able to operate out of that grace and that compassion, then you're able to understand that whatever that person is going through, it really has nothing to do with you, and they're just struggling in some way inside. And instead of retaliating with being offended in any type of way, it's best to send them love, and kindness, and that will naturally help them to feel better and get through whatever it is that they're going through, because we are all in that oneness, in that consciousness, in that cosmic consciousness. And so raising our vibrational frequency and being kind and learning to become a being of unconditional love is what's truly important, and all of this other stuff that we're doing should be a part of that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree
Totally.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
I'm sure
It would have sounded a lot more country if I'd have said it.
Sherry had
y'all in there, y'all.
That's right.
Hey,
A y'all and an ain't. You
He's
gotta have those stuff.
He's from Kentucky, and I'm from West Virginia by way of Tennessee. Sherry has a question. She says, "Do you carry any crystals or anything else for protection?"
So, me personally, I do wear crystals, and I do love my stones and all of that, and everything is made of energy. And so, with that said, I do enjoy them and their amplification properties and all of that, and they're beautiful to look at, and but for me, as far as protection, my protection is the light. I work daily on myself. Every day is a new day, and with a new day comes new experiences. And a new day brings new trials and a new opportunity to better ourselves and ascend and raise our vibrational frequency and have that light around us. So for me, my protection is the light of Christ, and I spend a lot of my day working with the light and the light of Christ in order to continue to prepare myself for my soul mission and the type of work that I continue to do with these dark unseen forces. So I also have a foreordained protection that that I've been shown, and so it's specifically to help me in the work that I do. And here's the thing: is that you say something like that, a lot of people may have a hard time with it, or they may not believe it, but I don't have anything to prove and I don't have anything to hide. And I feel like if people are going to want to know me and who I am and why I do the work that I do, then it's important to kind of put that out there, and so that people can have the full picture of who I am. And whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. I know the truth, and so does God. And doing the work is all that matters, and we all just need to respect each other's paths. And again, that goes back to all of that. But I'm grateful for that protection, and it's really neat. But yeah, and I know a lot of people do have like crystals and other different things for protection, and everybody has their own style and way of doing things, which is really great. And everybody has their the way that they like to make sure that they have their protection as well. But that's kind of how mine is set up.
Awesome.
I like it.
That's
I like
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
We've got a good friend, Casey Scruggs, who's he's a priest, and he's helped out with a lot of demonic cases and some possessions. I think he studied under Bishop James Long, and he's
Price.
David Price, and she was uncomfortable talking to him because she's a witch, but she's a witch who believes in God, and she's like, is that normal? She finally went to him and she said, is that normal? And he was like, well, of course it is, and I mean,
I guess witch has a very loose terminology to it, though. You say the word witch and people automatically go to a bad place with it, when in actuality, it's really just about the earth and the crystals and prayers, basically, because all a spell really is a prayer. And God is my higher power. But he made me feel a little more comfortable, letting me know that was he said that is.
She'd felt like an outcast her entire life until she finally talked to him.
Yeah, because I was like, how do you
it.
explain you're a witch that believes in God? Because it just, to most people, that just doesn't work.
Well, and I mean, and what we also have to remember is that we are in we are in a third dimensional state of being in a body, and with that comes communication in the form of language. And in language, we have been taught and learned to put terms on things. We have to, because that's the way we communicate. So where one specific thing may have a term, there may be multiple different terms for it. Like as a Reiki master and the work that I do. And with that said, just like that, is not only is it but the way we say it too. I mean, you have tarot, tomato, Reiki, right? So, I mean, and then someone says, well, that's not how it's said. And I'm like, and says who?
Yeah.
But I mean, here's the thing: is that with that said, and with terms and everything, you have in Reiki your universal life force, which is the same term as prana and chi and the Holy Spirit, the light of Christ. And we put terms on things when there's multiple terms for the same thing. And you're right. And that generally speaking, which is a very broad term as well, because there's a lot of different, different areas there and layers to that. So I can completely understand where that hesitation would come from. I think at the end of the day, we just need to be kind and stop judging.
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
mean,
pretty much.
I have been taken out of context to such an extreme that it's just absolutely just mind blowing. Okay, like
Yeah.
literally,
Well,
come on.
with everything
I completely get it.
with everything we've been seeing on Facebook now, because I know you've been following all the groups. This person's mad at that person. This
I'm
unity's
out.
mad at that movement. And I finally was like, look,
Yeah,
unless somebody does me wrong, I support everybody. I'm behind everybody. This friend is mad at that friend. Well, I still love both those friends equally. And even if someone does me wrong, I'll just pick up, go about my business. I'm not going to badmouth them to the entire community.
Oh, it'd be so much fun.
It would be so much fun, but I have learned
I
to
mean,
me, that's para unity. Just mind your own business and let everybody else be what they're going to be.
yeah. Well, no one's going to be able to please everybody. So, my advice to everybody is to just do what you know is right for you and stay focused and do things with love and integrity and kindness. And, if there's someone out there that is not on board with it, well, then they're not on board, and it's okay, and
Yeah.
everybody's just got to figure it out themselves. But let's take it up a notch. Let's make this earth 5D at some point. Let's raise the vibes here and move on.
Exactly. I agree completely. Well, we've been on for an hour now. This is our platform. We can stay on as long as you'd like. But if you want to wrap it up and talk about what you got going on, feel free to do that. Otherwise, we can just talk until you're ready to have some bourbon and go to bed.
Yeah. Well, I am out of my coffee, so it's good. I mean, if you'd like a copy of my book, Awaken the Higher Self, Bringing Darkness to Light, again, I wrote this, and it's meant to bring awakening on a large scale and to help people to learn to become beings of unconditional love and the process to heal from within. It is published by BMK Publishing. Melissa Kennedy.
Yep.
Nice.
On the
From
back.
Para House.
Yes. Mistress, owner of Para House TV. She's just, she wears so many hats. And so you can find Awaken the Higher Self on Amazon Prime, as well as if you'd like an autographed copy, then you can go to awakenthehigherself.com. On the website as well as a lot more detailed information about myself and the book. And you can also go to nataliejones.com. Anne is with an E because I am English. And that is my personal professional page where it talks all things Natalie, everything that I have going on right now. And I am founder and creator of Ghost Hunter Girls. And the website for Ghost Hunter Girls is theghosthuntergirls.com. And between those three sites, it will pretty much direct you to everything else that's going on right now. We're in the process of wrapping up filming for the Haunted Psychomanium Omnipresent. So it's a virtual series. It's a 6-part virtual series that's very elevated. It's turning out really cool. I'm excited. We've traveled some pretty renowned locations and had a really great experience so far. There's been some truly intelligent, incredible audio evidence captured while filming as well. That's going to be incorporated in the series that you'll see. And my co-hosts are none other than Richard Leo Lillard and Nick Haunted Diary. And that is produced by Strange Goat Media. And so I'm really excited about that coming out here soon. It should be, it'll be launching at the same time as Paraflix. So,
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
And if you want to know more about Texas Paracon, get tickets, grab a merch booth, sponsor us. You can go to texasparacon.com to see the full talent lineup. That is going to be the largest event next year in Dallas, Texas, August 13th through 14th. And it is going to be at the Dallas Convention Center. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Golly.
A lot
And what about possession files? Is there's bound to be other stuff.
Yeah. So, again, yes, there's those projects as well, and all of that can be found at natalieandjones.com. But I would love to send out some more autographed copies of Awaken the Higher
I will
Self.
be getting one of those as soon as we get off of here.
Yeah, just stick with us when we go off live, and we'll figure out how to get hold of one.
Well, she done told us the website. Look,
All
he's
right.
not paying attention.
I thought we might have like an inside track on, bypassing all his websites. Anyway, folks, we appreciate everyone that chimed in the chat and everyone that watched. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share this to all your friends, and follow Miss Natalie Jones.
And
follow all that she's got going on. Buy the book.
Jeremy, I'll be getting back with you here in just a few minutes about your shirt, buddy.
Yeah. But this lady has got it going on in the paranormal. She's very good for all of us. Listen to her, follow her lead, please. Keep a smile on your face, stay positive, and
be kind,
and spread the light. But in the meantime, we'll be seeing you guys next week back here on Midnight Wolfpack. Thank you, Natalie, for joining us. I appreciate you taking the time. If you'll stick around for just a second, we'll chat here. But anyway, folks, we'll be seeing you. Thanks for coming in.
Good night, everybody.